Have a good day, everyone, especially to you, Sir Delville Morris. I will take this opportunity to introduce myself. I am Fanny Pearl B. Beltran, taking a Bachelor of Secondary Education major in English. I am from Hilangas and I'm 20 years old. On my TED Talk today, I choose women as my main topic, which entitled Women Can Do Better. To all women out there, are we still okay and proud that we are women? Okay. Then I want you all to think a situation that you've experienced before, that you can tell to yourself that being a woman is so good. I will give you 10 seconds to think. And stop. I let you do that so that you can understand my topic today. Women. If you search women on Google or other search website, women are just defined an adult female. But on my TED Talk today, I want to make the word women defined deeply and introduce the different kinds of women, the women problem and struggles, the women empowerment and rights, most of all, the women contributions to society and to the whole world. Women in late 1500s. Based on allcation.com, women could not vote. Women were strongly discouraged from owning a business and had fewer rights than men. Young women were often forced into political marriages where all their properties transferred to their husband, and they were effectively trapped. Women who broke the rules, punished as criminals and social exiles. Women's role became more deeply defined as homemaker and nothing else. Women could not own a property and lost their civil birth identity when they became married. A woman's salvation was ensured by goodness exhibited in her children. Women can't go to work. Hearing this, making us women sad. Women was very pity. They can speak up. Nobody will hear their words. Women before was a victim of gender inequality. Before, people or men think that women are weak. They think that women can't manage and can't work. For them, women will just depend on their husband, because as stated, women are just for houseworks. The discrimination in today's generation was hard to decrease, but still, there is, which is very relevant in our country, which is rape. The Delhi gang rape 2012. The horror of this case not only shook the country of India, but also the whole world. Imagine. Hayuti Singh Pandey. The victim was gang raped by 6 men, including a minor, on a moving bus on a cold night, December 16, 2012. The media confirmed that the victim had been beaten, penetrated with an iron rod on the genitals, and almost eviscerated by the minor who had pulled her intestine out through the genitals. The Philippines' most brutal rape case. The Silawan rape case. Christine Lee Silawan was the victim, a 16-year-old girl from Lapu-Lapu City, Cebu. This was just happened last year, March 2019. She was a member of church ministry. She just asked permission to her mom to go to church, and her mother allowed her, thinking she could go back home, but she never did. The next day, a body of a girl found in a field. the skin and muscles on her face carved clean to the bone, revealing the skull, eyeballs still intact. She also had over 30 stab wounds on the different part of the body. Police had a hard time identifying the victim because of what was done to her. Everyone, what are you feeling right now? Hearing the statement. Imagine, on this day that happened, I know those girls are screaming, begging to please stop because they don't want it and they are hurt. Look how brutal is that? Why women experience that? As I read the both article, these two girls are innocent. They dressed properly, but still got raped. Does women deserve this? Day by day, women are experienced better because of strong women stand and speak up for all the women in the universe. Year 1848. The first Women's Rights Convention is held in Seca Falls, New York. A set of 12 resolutions was adopted, calling for equal treatment for women and men under the law and voting rights for women. Year 1903. The National Women's Trade Union League is established to advocate for improved wages and working conditions for women. Women empowerment. Women empowerment is the process of empowering women. It means accepting and allowing women who are on the outside of decision-making process into it. Women empowerment is the most crucial point to be noted for overall development of the country. Women empowerment is all about equipping and allowing women to make life-determining decisions through the different problems in society. Women's rights. Women's rights are the rights and entitlements claimed for women and girls, and they form the basis for the women's rights movement in the 19th century and feminist movements. These women are the women who inspired help other women to strong and stand in their rights. Florence Nightingale, 1820 to 1910. If there was a true hero who dedicated her life helping to others, Florence Nightingale is it. Born in Italy 1920, Florence went against what was traditionally expected of her by becoming a war hero nurse. She became known as the lady with the lamp because she used to carry a lamp around at the night while she checked on the soldiers. Emmeline Pankhurst, 1858 to 1928. Emmeline Pankhurst was a founding member of a group of women called suffragettes, who fought incredibly hard to get the women right to vote in UK. Marie Curie. Marie Curie was a Polish scientist and is probably one of the most famous scientists of all time. In France, she met her husband, a man called Pierre, who was also a scientist. Together, they built and worked done by done to get previous scientists and most discoveries, which would earn them a Nobel Prize in 1903. And why was so important? Well, first of all, their work was used to develop something called radiotherapy, which is used to treat certain illness. These discoveries were also really important in developing X-rays, which are vitals in hospitals today. It also meant that during World War I, Curie was able to develop portal X-ray until that it could be used near the battlefront. So if ever find yourself in a hospital having an X-ray, you know how you should be thinking. Coco Chanel, 1883 to 1971. From science to one of the most iconic brands in the fashion world, Coco Chanel was a woman who changed the face of fashions ever. She was born in France and taught herself to sew at a young age, something that would certainly come in handy later on. Mother Teresa, 1910 to 1997. In September 2016, it was announced that Mother Teresa was being named as a saint, so she's certainly deserving of a place on his list. At the age of 12, Teresa, who was a Roman Catholic, decided that she wanted to go to India to spread the Christian message and help people. Queen Elizabeth, 1926. At the grand age of 91 years old, Her Majesty is incredibly deserving of her place on a list of women who have left their mark on the world. She has been sitting on the throne for 66 years, making her the world's longest-serving monarch. She has been seeing the country through good times and bad, as well as setting with 12 different prime ministers. Hillary Clinton, 1947. One woman whose name you will probably heard many times over the last couple of years is Hillary Clinton. That's because she made history back in July 2016 when she became the first woman from one of the America's two main political parties to be chosen to run to the job of president. She was representing Democrats, the same party as the president at the time, Barack Obama. J.K. Rowling, 1965. We suspect we don't need to tell you how this woman changed the world. Through her books, author Joanne Kathleen Rowling, or J.K. Rowling, brought the world one of the most loved and most famous literary characters ever. We are of course talking about the certain Harry Potter. Malala Yousafzai, 1997. Now aged 20, Malala became one of the most famous schoolgirls in the world. As a young girl of 11, the Pakistani student who wrote an anonymous diary about what life was like under the rule of extreme group called the Taliban in the northwest Pakistan. In the diary, she talked about how she wanted to stay in education and about how girls should be able to go to school. These women are the Filipino women who brought knowledge and good and contributed in our country. Isa Mihino. Isa Mihino, salt or the sustainable alternative lighting lamp is a saltwater generated light source. Mihino found the inspiration to this project through an immersion trip to a remote community in Kalinga. It wasn't an easy task, though. She went through the several attempts before she made her dream to help the lives of Filipinos who live under the hazard of kerosene lamps a reality. Isabel C. At a young age of 10, Isabel learned how to use HTML and JavaScript simply through online classes. She's worked with tutors and her family who saw how much she wanted to learn about this field. At 14 years old, her project Girls Will Code was born, in an attempt to teach Filipino kids to code and use these skills to create and make better technological solutions. Isabel even visits different public schools and teaches kids herself. There are a lot of Filipino involved in the field of astronomy, even more Filipinas. But Carillo is proving to everyone that math and science hold no limit, as one of the only Filipina astrophysicists. She earned her undergraduate degree at the University of Michigan for astronomy. Hideli Diaz. Being in a sport usually dubbed as for males, it was already surprised that the category was open for women. But when it was, Diaz did not disappoint. Diaz has been competing in the Summer Games since 28. But it was in the 2016 Summer Games in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, when she bagged the silver medal for the 53 kilogram division for the women's weightlifting event, a significant milestone for women, the sports, and the Filipinos. Maria Fe Perez Agudo. You are women. What do you know about cars? Living to that stereotype of how women aren't meant to be knowledgeable about things that have been deemed as guy thing. Maria Fe Perez Agudo has been proving the world wrong as the president and CEO of Hyundai Philippines. Ginny Santos. Toy Story 2, Up Coco. These are just some of the Disney Pixar films that have touched the hearts of many, and continue to do so up to this very day. Coincidentally, the animator behind all this film is a Filipina, Socorro Ramos. It is no doubt that National Bookstore have been part of every Filipino's life, with over 200 branches across the Philippines. The once small school supply store has grown greatly, is now the leading bookseller in the country. Dubbed as Nanay Kuring, it is founder of National Bookstore, hoping to continuously impart entrepreneurial wisdom to Filipinos determined to succeed. Miriam Defensor Santiago. It was 2016 when the former senator passed away due to lung cancer. Her legacy will continue to inspire succeeding Filipino generations. These 10 women have continuously proven themselves and their peers they're more than just second best to men. They serve as inspiration to all of us. That is all not a loss, and that women are really taking wheel slowly but surely. Looking at how society treats its women can be very enlightening. In history show us how our society has grown and changed. We owe a debt gratitude to the women who went before us and changed the rules forever. Women, always remember, if men's do, women's do better. That would be all. Thank you.